Hi everyone, this is Kelly with Kelly Ann Crafts. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in McKinney, Texas, and this is my third and final card for my virtual class in August. It is going to be using Perfectly Pears. Again, this is an online exclusive. It's just beautiful. With this one, um, we use the stamps, and we did use a die, and what I used was Stylish Shapes um, in here. And the thing about it that's nice with this is the die set I used. I used the outer circle to cut out like a little vignette of some of the designer series paper. So let me show you the card we're going to make. I'm going to set this off to the side here. And this is the card we're making. It's very simple. It's a lot of fun. And we're using two DSPs. Actually, this is the flip side to this. But I love the little pear vignette there. And then we're using the jute uh, Petal Pink Ribbon. And this is all popped up. So none of the stuff on the front is popped up because it is popped up from the base card to allow for this jute to tuck under. Okay. And then on the inside, we just used a little bit of designer series paper and a place to put our sentiment. And this is a simple thank you card, but you could easily do something else. Now this is a die that is in the Perfectly Pears, but as you can see, it's not very big. So, you know, the congratulations that is part of this die set will fit in there, the hello, the thank you, the friends, and you know, I forgot to get out the thank you, so good thing I thought of that, so now I can get out the thank you out of here. Doo, 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 doo. There it is. I love my interlude music is me creating some kind of noise. Um, so there you go. I will put that in there. Let me grab a stamp block and we will put that on there. Okay, we're ready for that. So let's look at what we got in our packet. Oh, we will be stamping some pears onto our envelope in Petal Pink. And so that's our card, the card. So you should have in your packet the following items: an envelope, of course, a base that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Again, I'm going to ask you to bring in your bone folder, and let's just reinforce that so we have a nice crisp edge. Okay, I'm going to put the envelope aside for a moment. You should have a piece of the jute, and you're going to have to like push it into a straight thing, and that's okay. You should have another piece of the old olive, and that is to layer on top. This piece of old olive measures 4 by 5.25. You should have a die cut of the pears, a piece to go on the bottom that is 4 by what is that? 4 by 2. Okay, and then you will have another piece that is 4 by 3/4. Now if you want to put this side up, you certainly can on the inside. I just kept it with this, but you can do either one. And see, isn't that pretty? It's just the flip side of the paper. The paper is so pretty, I wanted to show both sides. You should have one little die cut that is for your thank you or congratulations, whatever you want to put on there. And then some array of some gems. Now these are on two different ones. When before I lost my mind and wasn't paying attention, I did. I cut it so you got all the green on one strip and all the yellow on one strip. But this went by sizes. So I have the large and I have the small in both of these. Now these are part of the gems that went with this beautiful suite, and they are called low profile sparkle um, dots. And um, you can see mine are pretty well cut up and just a hot mess in here, but um, you can see how they come. There's 3 colors, and there's the brighter green, the darling duckling, and then this is like secret sea with green in it. Really pretty. I've used a lot of these, but in cutting up for this, I used a lot of this one. So, but I just wanted you to see that. These are all online exclusive products. So, if you're looking for them, the items are all will be all listed at the bottom of the video. Um, it, once you hit more, you'll be able to find them, and that way you're able to purchase them without having to search for them. So let me put that aside and let us get to making our card. So the first thing we're going to do is I am going to do the inside of the card. There should be a piece of white. Here's my white. My white, if I didn't say so before, is 4 by 5 1/4. So I am going to put this together, and I'm just going to put this on here. Look, it is a directional paper, so whether you put it at the bottom or you put it at the top, just make sure that it's going the direction you want it to be. And this is a new one, so come on. My last video, my little tape thing ran out. So I always put it just a little bit off the top. You can marry it right up to the top if you want. Did I marry it before? Before I go any further, I did. But let's make them consistent. I will put this one right on the top too. Usually when I put things on the top, I'm using glue so that I keep them nice and even. But hey, that worked out. Now there's a little bit hanging over here. So that's when I come in with a pair of snips from the back and just even it off and get that little sliver off of there, because it may not bug the recipient, but it's going to bother me to know it's there. Maybe that's OCD. I don't know. I don't know. So I do my little barnyard Z, and I'm going to put this inside, and I'm going to adhere it so it's got approximately 1/8 of an inch all the way around. It's more important on the outside edge than it is on the inside edge, because your eyes just see that that is green all the way the other side, but around here it's very important. So there we go. So that's good for now, and we'll work on our top now. So for this, we are going to, excuse me. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Okay. We are going to adhere this down. I'm doing that little barnyard Z again, and I am going to put this down at the very bottom of my paper. And I'm going to put it on as straight as I can, because I did not use glue. Normally I use glue. It's just a smidge over. So because it's a smidge over, here I come. I'm just going to trim it from behind so that I get that little extra off so we don't have some edge here. Okay. And then I'm going to place this. Now all of this is literally, it's literally just glued down. So you want to put this close to the top. But before I'm going to put that close to the top. So this one's easy. You just kind of do an X on it any way you can. I just kind of do some kind of X's all over it so it holds down the circle. And I'm going to center it as best I can from the sides. I'm going to go close to the top, but that's okay. I give myself a little bit. I think we're going to go right. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this over, knowing that right in this area is where my ribbon has to go, and I'm just doing a little bit like both ways so that I can find it. So we'll go to the front. I'm going to put it right at the top edge of the white piece of paper. Okay. And I'm going to just fold it over on one side. Hopefully it catches. And you want it snug, but you don't want it so snug that it bends the paper. Okay, so that's looking pretty good right there. Okay, now I'm just, see how it's just sticking to the bottom here and here where I put all the adhesive. Now I'm going to come in with a bunch of dimensionals. This is also a really good place to use what I call are the leftover parts of your dimensionals. So when you clean out a dimensional sheet, you sometimes have those edges. And depending upon what it was before, the edges are, it's really nice to just use them up. Now I keep them in like a little bin like this. So you can see like some of those still have some little guys on them. But for the most part, they're just edge pieces. And it doesn't matter what color they are because nobody's going to see them. And like these I've cut, so I don't want to take those. And these are not cut, so I can take these right in here. I haven't cut them, I just have the edges. So I'm going to use those up. This way, even though they're cheap as chips, I don't waste any. And I just keep them in a bin or a bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of this and I'm going to put it across the bottom right here. I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to go across the top. Now this completely empties that sheet and then I can throw it away. Get this, make sure I'm in the camera area. And now I've got this other one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of look at how big that is. I'm just going to snip this right here. And I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to go kind of straight across. Well, we'll just figure it out again. Put it like this. To the other side. Then I'm going to take one of these and just snip it in half to put on either side here. I know, it's just me being somewhat frugal. I'm going to put this down the middle, and that should be pretty good at holding that up. If I feel I need more, like this is now empty, this is now empty, I can always come in with one or two of these, you know, like put one there and maybe one more. It's the center I want to not sag, so I'll just do it like that. Okay, so now bring in my card base. Bring it in the card base. And I'm going to start peeling these off and pitching them. Peel and pitch, peel and pitch. I don't know about you, but when I buy materials, I like to use as much of it up as possible without having a lot of waste. And even though these aren't expensive, you know, it's just nice to not put any of it in the landfill if you don't have to. Okay, so now this here is going to go on here with about an eighth of an inch all the way around. About an eighth of an inch. And there we go. Now this kind of sticks up, and because I don't really want it being that flexible, I come in with a glue dot and I just take something pokey, a stylus of some sort, and I just put a little glue dot below it and I just anchor it down. And this will flatten out over time once it's been a card for a little while. And I put it on pretty loose, so I think that's pretty good. So let's do some stamping and then we can finish up this card. So we're going to stamp our thank you and then we're going to stamp our envelope. So I'm going to just set this aside for right now till I get my thank you and my envelope done. And we're going to start with the thank you. I'm using the pretty Petal Pink again. And I don't think it's very pink. I think it's more orange, but that's me. Some people really love this color. Um, I'm not a huge fan of it, but in certain situations like this, it works really, really nice. So I'm going to put that aside. Now, most people would stamp and then die cut, but because it's a kit, I can't stamp for you, but I can die cut, so I die cut for you. There we go. There we go. So our envelope's done. That is done. We're going to go ahead and adhere our little thank you. I'm just going to use glue just because it's easier than trying to use tape at this point. So I'm going to just glue this. A little bit of glue, not a whole lot. Little bit. And I'm going to just put it down in this area. Make it about as straight as I can. See, that looks pretty straight. With glue, you can just move it around. And now we're going to add some glue, some bling. You can add your bling anywhere you like. I like to always accent my sentiment. You are going to have more of these than you need, so that way you get a chance to try them out. I'm going to put one there in the dark green. And then I'm going to come in, and it's on a plastic thing, like a window sheet. And if you bend it, you can lift them up really easy and put them on something pokey. Some people can pick them up with their fingers. I have not ever been able to do that because my fingernails, they go underneath my fingernails when I do it. And then right now my nails are short, so if they go underneath, right now it's not so bad. But if it was just even 2 days ago, they were about a quarter of an inch longer, and that's really, really difficult. So I just do stuff like this, put it on a pokey tool and put it down. Now I'm using something that's not Stampin' Up, but this is the Stampin' Up pokey tool, and it works too, because I use them both. Anything that I've used straight pins when I didn't have a tool. So you can use anything you want to make this um, stick on there and then set it down. Always do it in, if you can, in odd numbers. For some reason, it to your eye looks more equal or balanced, I guess is really the word I want to say. It looks balanced. So that is our last card for the month. Next month, we have some really fun cards coming up. Actually, we have 4. They're all fall based, and even one of them is Halloween. So that's my plug for next month for you. Check out my Facebook page, Kellyanne Crafts, and you will see what's coming up. I put that out there. If you want to order a kit, it tells you how to do that. I want to thank you all for joining me again today for this. I had so much fun crafting with you. I hope you had fun too. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments if you need any assistance, or you can tell me what you liked about the cards or what you didn't like. I take everything because feedback is all good. Thank you again. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.